Our soldiers handled themselves well in Adamant.
We've come a long way since Haven. I fear there's still a ways to go. We're prepared.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. This is going to be the episode where we check out what Varric wants us to check out in the hinterlands, but I figure since I'm starting a new recording session, I might as well also just check in with what's going on our table. So, an offer of help on their terms. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I remember this quest being the one where, what was it, there's dwarves being enslaved by the Venatori, and we went to save them, and they were already saved by the dwarves, but then they're like, hey, we'll help you because you're helping against blight problems, and that's bad. We hate the Darkspawn, obviously, because we're dwarves, and they terrorize us even when blights aren't happening. So, they sent us on a mission. They gave us an ambush opportunity for the Venatori, and I went for a little wiggle room and decided to send some ambassadors with them, and I don't know yet if they're going to get offended or not, or if that's going to be fruitful for us. An offer of help on their terms. My apologies, Inquisitor. The instant the ambassadors stepped from the path, the tunnel was collapsed. Our people made it out, but just barely. They found a message at the entrance. Josephine. A letter on dark vellum with obviously dwarven markings. You had the route. You want to trade? Show you can follow rules. Next time you listen, if next time comes. Oh, man. Okay. Yep. Leliana was right. Leliana was absolutely right. You do exactly what they say, no exceptions, or they lose their shit. That's what I get for bringing him back. I thought it would just be nice. I wasn't gonna break their rules with any sort of crazy soldiers or anything. I just wanted to establish relationships a bit, but not so much. But hey, made a bit of progress. We got the aiming module. Maybe we'll be able to follow that up later. That could have gone. That went poorly though. Oh well, not ideal. Our other request we sent out. Red Jenny attends a party. It appears our detracting lord found shame in the dark, thanks to a scandalous laugh. Also, blind fets are now the rage. Can Red Jenny claim that? Orlais remains Orlais. Okay. I'm not even entirely sure what to make of that result, actually. Alright, find the source of the Darkspawn attacks. We had a town getting attacked by Darkspawn, and we sent Templars to go help out, and then they're trying to figure out where the Darkspawn are coming from, so now they're fanning out to try to find out where they're going. Ooh, influence, cool. Inquisitor, the Great Warden scoured the area as requested. Unfortunately, this left them unprepared when mercenaries working for the Marquis Efloche Buffon attacked by surprise. Really? Oh, that's a problem. It appears that Marquis Buffon has been mining the area in violation of local treaties, which accidentally freed the Darkspawn from beneath the earth. Marquis Buffon has fled into the Gamorrean Peaks. Oh man, so Josephine was right. So really, I should have sent Josephine on this mission, and I should have set Leliana on the dwarf mission. And because I did them in the other order, things went poorly. Whoops. The Grey Wardens have taken losses, but their morale remains high, and their loyalty to the Inquisition is undisputed. Yours, Lieutenant Suzanne Clochsec. Unfortunately, that's part of leading. Is you just have to make a call, and sometimes things don't work out, and you just have to be okay with that. Take a look at here. Are anything's not completed? Okay, I was just checking in because some of these, it's hard to tell sometimes, because if you click on something, the exclamation point goes away. Yeah, the resources ones are not a big deal for me. I'm trying to be thorough in this sort of area. So what's this one way down here? Pursue Marquis Buffon. Oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to pursue Marquis Buffon. Fuck that guy. He attacked our Grey Wardens. We're going to fuck that guy up. Inquisitor, with her treachery revealed, Marquis Efloche Buffon has fled into the mountains. Our initial efforts to pursue her have been hampered by both terrain and the presence of demons in the area. While we have had difficulty making headway, the Grey Wardens have offered to assist. They seem to be the only force in the area capable of doing so. Regardless, I believe it is worth pursuing Marquis Buffon if we have the means to do so. Lieutenant Suzanne Clochsec. Okay, so what does everyone say here? So, Josephine, our concern is the Marquis, not the demons. My people can find a way to her. I mean, yeah, if she's a prominent person, then we can deal with her in a roundabout way that doesn't necessarily even involve the field directly. Leliana says Marquis Buffon may have enemies among the nobles of the area. Some of them may have information on safe passes through the mountains. Ooh, use connections. Yeah, that's right. They both have the same. They both have the right thought process. We're talking about someone who's interconnected with larger forces, so they could have all sorts of vulnerabilities. Colin, the Grey Wardens will do better against demons than normal Inquisitor soldiers. Let them fight through the mountains. No. I don't think brute force is going to be here, the right thing here. I think finding a back door, finding some way to use other people's knowledge of this person is probably going to be our best approach. I'm going to send Leliana.
Let's see what we have.
Although it might have also been good to send Josephine. Her message was a little vague, so I didn't know necessarily what to do with it. Let's see, judgment. Oh, this is something that needs Leliana to do it. So once again, I can't do it. Exalted Plains. Those are specific locations and quests that I need to gain access to later. I think these are actually like some of the last areas in the game that are left to do. Alliance is getting things moving. That'd be good to get into. What's up here? Support from Navarra. Oh, and identify a Venatori agent. Who can I send for that one? Oh, right. Oh, this is the one that I'm not sure about how to handle. I might have to read about what people think about this mission because I'm not sure what to do here. There might be vital information in the previous texts about this quest chain, and because I don't have access to them right now, I can't link together what my decision is I'm trying to make. But I don't want to fuck up and kill somebody just because they might be the bad guy for some reason. Ooh, another Red Jenny mission. I think I want to just keep following up with Red Jenny missions. So Red Jenny and the bad goods. Sarah cannot simply vandalize our reports. There is no record of any of this. A memo from Josephine written on a letter from an outlying landholder. So she's just mad that this whole report might be falsified altogether. Inquisition leaders, I have reports on a gathering of resources to be moved into Venatori hands. I send this with the hope that you have the means to track who may be responsible. I overheard the possibility, but further inquiry yielded no more detail. It is unfolding well above my station. See, reports of a gathering of resources being moved in Venatori hands. Okay. So Gaston of Wintervale. Sarah has scrawled several notes below, also a sketch of a randy hug herder. Okay. Oh, nug herder, my bad. Squire with a limp says horses for 20, small force. 3 farmers say they were kicked out of homes. Route? Merchants say the carts are heavy for carrying armor and weapons. Says they shortchanged him, so he didn't tell about wobbly wheel. We'll slow them through the pass. Oh. They're going to be moving slowly through the pass so they could be potentially ambushed while they're going through there. Because, yeah, easy pickings, right, is what she says next. I kind of skipped that on accident. They shortchanged the person for the carts, so he didn't bother about telling them about the fact that now they're going to be vulnerable there. They're going to be moving slowly. People, yep, we get a route from people getting kicked out of their homes. And it's a small group for... Okay, so what we're saying here is that they're going through a pass. We know the route. They're going slowly, and they have about 20 people, is what we know. That's good information. And of course, Josephine's like, you can't just use this, but whatever. But of course, Sarah probably knows what she's talking about. She has her sources. That's the whole reason we have her around, right? Is her sources. Leliana, who I can't send right now, says, a few altered signs will waylay them in the Vimarks. A trade caravan will have supplies to last. If their stock happens to be mostly weapons, they won't last long. Oh, make them take the wrong route and they'll just die out there. That's pretty clever. Josephine, buying out the caravan would expose whether it is led by an honest merchant or a conspirator against us. Blockading a caravan is a small but provocative matter. Do we trust this information? Let's see. That is... Basically, the question here is, do I, Oh, man. So the question here is, do I trust Red Jenny or not? Do I trust Sarah's word or not? If I send Leliana on this mission, then that's a really good test. If they're a trade caravan, they'll be fine. If they're not a trade caravan, they could die. But Josephine wants to buy them out, which is also an effective test. And Colin's making a point to say, we could just blockade them, but that could be a problem if they're not actually bad. Do we trust this information? Huh. Fuck it. I'm gonna send Colin. I'm gonna trust this information. I'm just gonna send him in, and he can take care of things as he sees. I'm going to go out on a limb here and trust Sarah, and hopefully this pans out.
To work?
Could have been a bad idea, but who knows? I'm making progress on closing out this left side of the screen of missions, so that then I can move on to Ferelden more, which is much more crowded with missions, but Since they arbitrarily split into 2 maps, I'm kind of focusing on this one just to try to have it more manageable in my head. What's this up in the corner? A friend in Coranis. Well, a friend would be a good mission for Josephine usually, because she's our diplomat, but let's see what it says. According to Dorian, while most Tevinter Magisters are not Venatori supporters, they will also not raise a finger to prevent the Venatori from wreaking havoc in the south. There are some, however, who see the cult for what it is and are trying to expose it. A Magister contact in Carinus by the name of Mevarus Telani is attempting to introduce a law in the Imperial Senate which would see the Venatori activities sharply curtailed in Tevinter. Dorian suggests that quiet Inquisition support of Mevarus would be beneficial and ultimately could drum up support from other Magisters fearful of what Corypheus represents. Let's see, so we'll check the other people just in case they have better advice. So, Liliana, Tevinter is a land where secrets are weapons. Let us arm this Magister against those who would oppose her vote. Not a bad idea, Liliana. Colon can't do shit. Okay. Josephine, I have contacts in Tevinter, though not many. Still, trading a few favors could help this Magister a great deal. Huh. So basically, do we want to do the backhanded method of having like blackmail type secrets, basically? Or do we want to use Josephine, who, yeah, she has a decent strategy. She's basically just saying there's people who might not have super strong opinions on this kind of stuff, but we could get them to back the person we want to succeed by having an exchange of favors, and that seems relatively straightforward. I think I'm gonna go with that.
At your service.
Enjoy your missions, guys. I'm sure they'll go great. It'd be really tragic if, like, just to punish people for not paying enough attention or something, you could send someone on a mission and it's like, oh yeah, sorry, Cullen's dead now? You should have been reading that text. My bad. Anyway, that's our mission sent out. I'll see you guys in the hinterlands where we're going to continue Varric's story. Interestingly, Varric's symbol seems to have changed. The tarot cards have been pretty static so far, I think, for everybody throughout the playthrough, but very notably, Varric's got some demons to deal with, and that might have to do with the quest we're doing right now, for all I know. Alright, so here we are in the hinterlands, in the lower part of the map where Varric's quest seems to be. Varric and the party, for I don't know, maybe the first time he's been in the party since we first met Sarah and had other rogue options that don't have kind of tedious weapons to upgrade and we'll just use an actual weapon you find. Interestingly, I fought a couple of Red Templars on the way here. Didn't feel like showing that because it didn't seem very important at the time, but what I found interesting was that Varric actually slightly approved when I killed some Red Templars, probably because of his hate of Red Lyrium in general. I wonder if that's relevant to something specific I did, or if you can actually sit there and keep getting more rep with like, can you just like grind out approval with Varric by interacting with Red Templars a lot? Ooh, a Masterwork Sturdy Bianca grip. Ooh, it's just kind of around. Interesting. Huh. I thought I explored this area before. But anyway, we'll head up this path to the opening of what seems to be our next chamber we're going to go into. Hello, friends. Charge! Hope you don't mind. I'm just going to go make a mess out of everything. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty taken care of. It's nice playing as a tank. This character has so many ways of generating guard now.
Looks like Carta. Lyrium smuggling would be profitable around here.
It's interesting that I have so many ways of generating guard and it's so effective. And I don't even have my champion specialization yet. Wait till I become a super tank. That'll be scary, right? Oh, I got Fade Touched Iron in that bunch of iron there. I don't know if that's happened before. I'm not sure. Maybe I could have just missed it before, though. So let's see what we find going through here. Oh! Find a key to Valammar. Okay, it's called Deep Trouble. Do I just walk in?
Finally. I started to think you weren't coming.
Nobody said you had to hang out in the creepy cave while you waited.
Well, I did wait, so let's make this quick. These idiots are carrying the Red Lyrium out in unprotected containers. We don't want to stick around long enough for it to start talking to us.
Why would the containers need to be protected?
Lyrium is incredibly dangerous in its raw form. It can poison or kill dwarves, and we're resistant to it. Sometimes it just explodes. No warning.
Basically, only crazy people mine lyrium.
The mining cast doesn't just sling it into a bucket. It's carried in special containers that keep it under control. And that's normal lyrium. The red stuff is worse. I wouldn't be surprised if most of their miners die just digging it up.
You seem to know more about the effects of red lyrium than most.
Varric told me plenty about what it did to him. And his brother.
How did you find this operation in the first place? There must be hundreds of deep roads entrances.
I've used this entrance in the past. Varric's not the only surface dwarf to explore the deep roads. Oh, I've got to admit, I was pretty surprised when I came here and found it full of humans.
We'd better get to work.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, that's it. I've heard it talk so many times. What, is she frozen? Or is she moving? Okay, she's fine. She just holds that really giant bow in a slightly awkward way. I'm gonna have to look up her voice actor real quick, because I'm recognizing her, and I can't place it, and it's bothering me. Be right back. Her name is Laura Bailey, and she's a very, very busy professional voice actor that's like, she's like practically Troy Baker levels of just being absolutely everywhere. She played Sarah in Final Fantasy XIII and a bunch of other characters, but more specifically, she plays a lot of characters who talk. I'm not even going to try to emulate. You heard her voice. That is sort of like deep, listing, sort of very specific tone of voice. And with that, she played Lady Comstock in BioShock Infinite, but that specific tone of voice I'm thinking of stood out to me so much because she plays Christy in Dead or Alive. She plays... what was the main one? The really big one was... My brain just melted. No, why did my brain melt? Who is she playing? The other person... Oh yeah, she played Helena in Resident Evil 6.
Must be an old dwarven outpost.
What was it for?
Trade, maybe? Your guess is as good as mine.
But the big one that stands out to me the most is that she just played in Tales from the Borderlands, which is not actually ongoing, so she's still playing it right now. She plays Fiona, which is the female protagonist of that game. So she's very prominent, and her Bianca voice and her Fiona voice are the same voice. So that's why it was bothering me so much. I was like, I've heard this exact voice. Why can't I place it? And it turns out she's everywhere. Hello, dwarf. You just gonna hang out over there? All right, take a seat. Take a load off. Just chill. We can get along great. It'll be great. It's fine. Turns out they don't like us being here. Who would have thought? Pay attention to me, not my friends. There we go. I didn't hit him. I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't taunt you correctly because there was a box between us. Everyone knows that that fucking plank wood boxes make people immune to taunting, as it turns out. What a shocker. All right. Knocking some people on their asses, trying to just aggro as many people as possible. Oh yeah, it's kind of nice to just run around and play as Avasti again. I've been playing a lot as obviously as Jesus Christ, my brain can't do words and things and names today. But I've been spending a lot of time obviously as Vivian because as her Knight Enchanter is such a specific character type. And I feel like the AI doesn't play the character exactly the way that I want him to a lot of the time, but I can really play as whoever I want right now if we're going to be playing in a relatively low-level area. There's not a lot of tension here. Okay. Are we still fighting out there, or is everyone dead? It looks like everyone's dead. I think I'm going to run around as Varric a bit, because he's like the main driving force of the story here. I'll explore back outside in a moment, but the fight ended in this room, so I might as well take a look in here. There's some very large cheese wheels. This note says, "It's a carton note on security. We should be secure enough from outsiders. I'm more concerned about attracting darkspawn from the lower levels. We don't have the manpower to push them farther in. Keep the product on the upper levels and barricade the bridge." Having darkspawn problems. Ooh, all that illegal mining. Oh, and we can just bash this? Okay, no big deal. I like that they try so hard to make sure you have all three. They try to make sure they enforce that you have a specific configuration of people, so you have one of every class in your party, and then the fourth person's whoever. So they have energize locations for your mages, they have bash locations for warriors, and they have lockpick locations for your rogues. Although they kind of dropped the ball a little bit by letting you just break a lot of the lockpick locations, because you can just bash them open anyway with a warrior, or even maybe even a mage. But I think the obviously there still is the rogue ones where you need deft hands and fine tools to open it. There wasn't anything important behind that one, unfortunately. I'm gonna backtrack a bit because we had some conflict, so I want to check out the area around whoever we killed, both for whatever they drop and for stuff in the area. I think, is this my elemental mines button? Yeah, it is. That's fun. Oh my god, more of them came out. Holy crap! How many traps is that? So Varric's specialty is that he's a trap maker. So I have crazy trap abilities. Uh-oh. What did I just take? Oh, it's Drakestone. Okay. I was like, did I just pick up red lyrium? I might be in trouble here. But no, it's just a red rock. There's other red rocks that aren't as dangerous as red lyrium, as it turns out. Is it safe to go down there, or is that, like, deadly? Let's not experiment quite yet. Let's just focus on grabbing whatever's left behind out here. The fight started all the way out here on the bridge, so there might be a loot here. Nope, nope, that guy didn't drop anything. Throwing everything again. Wow. They come out in multiple waves. The reason why they come out in multiple waves is because he is set to, ooh, you can go down there too. How many directions can I go in? This might be a weird place to try to explore. The thing about Varric's elemental mines ability is that he chucks out, he spends 50 stamina to check out a bunch of different elemental mines, which are like just, you know, like traps triggered by enemies that have different elemental effects, more or less random. But the special thing is that he's set to throw even more when he has more stamina. I think it's every 5. It's only opened by some kind of mechanism. Okay, we'll take a look around. You'll notice that I think pretty much all of his stamina goes away, right? Yeah, all of his stamina goes away, and that's because the second wave is the fact that he throws. I think he throws an extra mine for every 5 stamina he has. So if he opens the fight with that throw, he's got a lot of stuff to throw out. I could take the ladder, or I could be awesome. Okay, where's this gonna take me? We have multiple ladders going lower. It's a very large area with multiple directions, so I don't think that I can be very systematic about my approach of exploring. I'm just gonna have to try to have a good memory about what I have and haven't done so far. A little loot? Is this a dead end? Is this... Oh, there's more loot. Hopefully that's better loot. Ring Velvet Vargas Scales Silk Brocade. A lot of upgrading items. It's not bad to find, necessarily. So can I switch back? Yay! I'm gonna play as Vasti for a second just so I don't have to do all that again. That ladder's pointless. There's stairs. Who is this asshole who won't take stairs like a normal person, needs to climb a ladder that's 5 feet away? What a weirdo. But yeah, definitely switching away from Varric for the moment just to not have to climb all those stairs again. A little bit of a bummer to drop down that many levels and only find, here's a little bit of random upgrade items, and I guess you can have this...
So this is what you do now?
Beg pardon?
Skulking around in caves, shooting guys? Is this your day-to-day?
I usually try to avoid the caves.
I just happened to start sort of wandering off at that exact moment. Is this a moment for deft hands and fine tools? Don't mind me, just being an awesome dwarf. I mean, thief. Thieves are people that are good at lockpicking doors, not dwarves. I'm not racist. That doesn't even make sense. What am I gonna find over here? There's a very large loot vase. Ooh, Wyvern Vintar. It's always good to find new items for Vasti to potentially wear, because you very rarely get equipment for him to put on. An angry note. First Leska, now Brennor. Caught him trying to steal some of the product. Just a little bit. Just to keep, he says. Nug shit. Trying to make a little extra on the side, thinking I wouldn't notice. I will not be undermined. Your cousin said we could trust Brennor, so you handle it. If I'm not happy, you won't be either. Oh, people are trying to steal. There's trouble in paradise, aside from the darkspawn and all of the horrible stuff. Basically, there's nothing paradise about this place, so I don't know why I said that. Defaced Carta Notice. Much of the Valammar remains closed to us. Anyone interested in changing that should meet here tomorrow, 1 hour past noon. T. A series of notes have been scrawled below this notice. Stop wasting time on that damn door. I don't care what's behind it. The mechanism's broken. More importantly, who cares? We have product to move, and you want to see it. and you want to see if some ancient dwarf locked up the good tea set? We're short-handed as it is. If I hear you've taken another group to the lower levels in search of gears, I'll make you sorry. L. First of all, I think this place used to be a trade post. There could be something valuable behind that door, and just how will you make me sorry? T. I'll use my imagination. And knives! L. So that must be the locked door we saw very nearby, which can only be opened by some mechanism we don't necessarily know anything about. And sounds like one of them thought that if you go into the lower levels, that you will find gears that give us the ability to open that place. So, I'll be more than happy to check out the lower levels myself, whether they are willing to do that or not. Because that's just the kind of person I am. I am all about wasting the Inquisition's time to make money.
We may be too close to the surface for these to count as deep roads. But have I mentioned I hate the deep roads?
So now we have the Carta's fighting Darkspawn, it looks like. Having a grand old time down there. I'm sure they feel great. I'm just gonna shoot this guy real quick. There we go. Oh right, Varric's weapon hasn't been upgraded at all, so he's probably kind of awful. I've been neglecting him a lot. Here's some fun traps everywhere. Whee! That's cool. My party can take them. It'll be fine. Can I open this door? Ooh. What am I gonna find it? That's a problem. That's a lot of... That is a quantity... That is a significant quantity of Carta. I'm gonna go into Vasti first instead of Varric first on this one. That looks like a potential hazard. Maybe they just want to talk. I don't think they want to talk. They don't want to talk. Okay, hello everybody. How you doing? You having a good time? I'm just gonna fucking... Don't mind me, I'm just gonna blow you up. Blom. How's that feel, buddies? Feeling good about this now? Are you happy that you opposed me? Probably not a suitable use of power-up. Wow, 1,000 experience. Right there, probably for finding the key or something. 400 influence. Wow, that was a lot of reward right there. Oh, and there's all of Varric's cool little bombs everywhere, looking like gemstones. That probably wasn't the smartest use of my focus ability, but sometimes I just feel like using my focus ability because I realize I spend so much time saving it when I could potentially use it, and then it would regenerate by the time I ended up using it. Oh god, everything blew up. I probably did that. Whoops. It's kind of like the rocket launcher in a first-person shooter. Like, you're supposed to save it for specific things, but sometimes you're just holding on to it for too long, and you're not doing anyone any favors. Personal note scrawled in a ledger. It's good, though. It's good, though red. With the Templars severing ties to the Chantry, we should find buyers easily enough. It has to be the right buyer, though. Don't want anyone who will get ideas. We need control distribution. We need to control distribution. If travel across Lake Calenhad is secured, we're made. Most of the veins have been near the surface. There's enough of it, but if we find a deeper vein, a source, the take could be huge. Once we have a firm grip on the current operation, we can look into expansion. So relatively straightforward notes on just running the business of, you know, smuggling, smuggling red lyrium. So here's the first gear. All right. 1 out of 2 gears. So we need 2 gears to open the vault. So we'll keep an eye out for another one. Probably in a total different area. Oh. Oh. Well, hello there. So we need 2 gears to open this. The other door, the other place that I thought that said it was opened by some mechanism isn't even the same place. Let's read this. Darktown's deal. Ask the nobles of Orzammar how their kingdom gets silks and grains and wine from the surface, and they'll tell you trade with the surface occurs. It occurs, as if on its own, with no traders or merchants or human farmers involved. A little miracle of dwarven ingenuity. The reality is a lot messier than their fantasy. Orzammar relies upon the surface not just for its prosperity, but for its survival. Ages of blights have taken thousands of tigers away from the dwarves. These were the places where most of the food was raised. The dwarven kingdom that endured alone, independent beneath the stone, from time immemorial, perished in the first blight. Faded into myth. Now the remaining dwarves underground cling to existence through a lifeline to the surface, a chain forged from the casteless. Every dwarf who goes to the surface is stripped of caste, effectively exiled and removed from dwarven society forever, but Orzammar relies on continued relations with these exiles to live. This has created a shadowy area of dwarven trade and politics where the rich, powerful, and elite maintain secret ties to people who, by official decree, no longer exist. And everyone knows what kind of things lurk in the shadows. The Carta lives in the underbelly of the surface trade like a tapeworm. Many surface dwarves maintain ties, not officially recognized, of course, but respectable, to their former houses in the nobles of the merchant caste. In the noble or merchant castes. But those contacts are their means of trading with Orzammar. Those who have no ties because they were cast off by their families or never had good connections make the trip back underground to trade with Orzammar personally, where they find themselves treated like criminals. A casteless Orzammar, even a wealthy one from the surface, will be driven away from most merchants, treated like he's carrying a plague at best. So these surface merchants turn to the Carta for help. The Carta acts as a contact in Orzammar for surface businesses and sells their goods on the black market, for a cut, of course. The Carta always gets its cut. The outraged citizens of Orzammar sometimes petition the Assembly to deal with the rampant crime surrounding the black market, and showy displays are made of kicking in the doors to cartel hideouts and raising Dust Town. But the Carta always comes back, because the Assembly always allows it. Too much of Orzammar is dependent on the black market trade, and the nobles know it. They all do business with the Carta. Everyone has a stake in its success. The Carta has 1,000 faces above and below the surface, honest merchants and noble caste lords and upstanding members of the Merchants Guild, all a cover for the thousands more smugglers, thieves, and murderers in the shadows, the lifeline of Orzammar. Praise the ancestors. Excerpt from the Darktown's Deal by Varric Tetris. Oh, hey, Varric wrote this. That's neat. Varric's a pretty fucking good writer, apparently, because most of his writers are pretty good. I could just place the gear here, but from a basic role-playing perspective, I'm not going to place a gear here, because I'm like, well, if I want to open this door, then I better hold on to both gears and use them at the same time. Otherwise, someone else who has the other gear could use my gear and open the door. No, I need to find both gears before I place one. That's just... As far as being in character goes and making decisions based on this world as if it's a real place, that's the way to go. Right off the bat, this place looks pretty freaking cool. It's been a while since I've seen dwarven areas. This is going to be interesting because I'm going to be listening for Aaron Hansen now, because and maybe it's already passed and maybe it's over, who knows, but I don't know how much dwarf presence there is in this game, but I know that Aaron Hansen, aka Ecoraptor from Game Grumps and his personal channel, Ecoraptor, of course, the animator, he revealed during an episode of Co-optitude, which is on Geek and Sundry, which is Felicia Day and Ryan Day. Yeah, let's just pimp two other Let's Play channels in the middle of this Let's Play, although their content is so dissimilar to my own that you're unlikely to like this and that.
You had me worried, you know.
What did I do now?
That letter you sent me about the red lyrium was the first I'd heard from you since the Chantry explosion.
Had it been that long?
Seriously, if you died in that mess, I'd have come back to Kirkwall and dug you up just to kick your ass.
What would you do if I'd been cremated?
Kick your ashes, of course.
I'm gonna kick your ass to ashes is what's gonna happen. So that really... Okay, I'll open this later. This seems like something I should take all the paths possible first. It really is distracting how that is...
Dark spawner coming up through here.
You gonna notice me, buddy? You just gonna hang out for a while? Just gonna chill, Mr. Herlock? Okay, fine. It's amazing how that is just the Fiona voice from Tales from the Borderlands. Like, Fiona and Bianca, I just have the same voices. It's crazy. Oh no, I already used my shield bash, so I couldn't break down all of his crazy armor. Wow. Herlock alphas are a lot harder than I remember. But I'm such a good tank, it doesn't necessarily matter. But what I was talking about with Aaron Hansen a second ago, what I was getting at is the fact that he revealed during the episode of Co-optitude that he apparently played multiple dwarves in this game. So he's actually his voice acting actually.
That holds the dark spawn back.
Oh, that's what I erected. I wasn't sure what I was interacting with. I was just like, well, let's see what energizes here. Looks like I boarded up a window. Honestly, a dark spawn could just sneak. It's not that good of a barrier. A dark spawn could squeeze past that pretty easily. Oh well. Role playing. But yeah, apparently Egoraptor played multiple dwarf voices in this game, but I don't know if I've encountered any of them yet. I'm doing a full cycle here and running in a circle, sort of, just because I want to make sure I don't miss anything.
Bogdan? He's in Navarra right now, selling my machine to wealthy landowners.
I heard some of the guild were trying to get you named a paragon for that contraption.
That's not gonna happen, even if I am 10 times the Smith Bronca ever was. A surfacer paragon? Never.
I'm trying to remember who everyone is now. I think Bogdan... Isn't Bogdan the merchant from Dragon Age Origins, I think? Whose lovable son is all like, enchantment? Enchantment! I need to finish Dragon Age Origins. I feel bad that it's been sitting on the wayside, but once I finally, it'll probably be after Christmas and New Year's is over, so regular weeks become a thing, and I can more reliably know when I'm going to record. Ooh, mosaic piece. I should finally get a backlog of Talos and Dragon Age Inquisition, so that I can have a few days in advance, and then I'll have time to record things like Dark Souls 2, and finishing up Dragon Age Origins in parallel with Inquisition. That won't be confusing. Dwarven gear! Alright, gear number 2. Okay. Opening the 2 gear part kind of seems like a, I don't know, the 2-part gear thing, I'm trying to think, is that going to be the ending of this place, or is that going to be just a fun side thing? I'm just trying to think in terms of, like, should I go down there first, or should I check out the gear thing first? I think I'm gonna go down go down there later. Oh yeah, never mind. That's the area downstairs is clearly marked as being the story. Okay, so that's the story mission as far as I can tell. So this gear thing's a side thing. So it's just for being thorough in the area. So here's the 2 gears. If they had their 2 gears just kind of around, why didn't they just open it? That's weird, right? Oh well. Open up. Is it going to open for me turning 1 gear, or does someone have to open the other gear too? Can I tell someone else to open a gear? Vivian! Go do that! Work, bitch! Yeah, look at Vivian working on something. That's what you get for being all prissy and pretentious.
This outpost must have been abandoned centuries ago, and yet it remains relatively intact. Dwarven architecture certainly is sturdy.
How did you make that compliment sound shitty? Vivian's awful. She would not be in my party at all if it wasn't for the fact that she has exclusive access to a really useful specialization. Uh-oh. How you doing, Fuddy? How about you take a seat? Okay, we have numerous enemies in the area. Oh, it's a Herlock Alpha, isn't it? Okay. Really? Behind the gears are Darkspawn. I guess Darkspawn are basically undead in this universe, right? I'm not super clear on that. I haven't thought about it much lately, because Darkspawn aren't much of a presence in this game, but I think Darkspawn are kind of like weird zombie people, right? Because they're corrupted, fucked up demon things. Not demon, sorry. Demon is not part of it, but Corypheus and his friends, or his associate assholes, all breached into the dark city, the Black City. I think it's called the Black Throne. I'm sorry. When you name all of your proper nouns or pronouns or whatever in your game are just sort of generic words put together, but they have meaning in sequence, it's hard to remember what they're called. Like Black Throne, Immortal Throne, Black City, Dark Crystal. It gets hard to distinguish the relatively generic words from each other. Although the opposite problem also happens, where everyone's like, here's a super specific, weird, made-up elven name. Enjoy trying to remember that. But by the way, 17 more places to remember. It can all get challenging. Fantasy is a lot to process. But I see the Blight as being like a zombie plague, kind of. It's my interpretation anyway. Although that would make Grey Wardens weird zombie fighters, basically. Wow, okay, Amulet of Power for probably Varric. Yep, it's Varric. Yay, Varric gets another skill point. Because he's so useful in my party. At least we're getting nice Bianca upgrades. That's good to have. 9 out of 22 banners found. Keep an eye out for drops from the enemies, of course. It's weird, like we're in a crazy hidden vault, and it's like, oh, here's some more upgrades for Varric's super custom looking crazy ass crossbow, because that makes sense to find here, right? Right? There's some fancy looking frames over there, and that looks a lot like the Inquisition banner back there. Weird. Or not the Inquisition banner. I think it's the Circle of Magi banner. It's the weird thing that I talk to when I want to buy skill points. No, I don't turn things. Vivian turns things, because fuck that bitch. That's right, you do all the manual labor. You gotta earn your keep with all your sassy mouth. You got a deficit to make up for. I can't pick that up. Alright, what are we gonna find in here? I've told Vivian, up. That's it? That's it? This is it? Like, yeah, you're alright, you're back outside the other way now. This is what I found earlier. It was like, you have to open this with some contraption. So I opened this place up, and that's... Oh, there's something over here, too. Okay, I missed something, too. Let's keep looking. Silent Jenny bow. 188 DPS? That's not very... Not very good? I'm pretty sure that my current bow is way better on coal. But hey, a longbow grip that I can remove from it. That's handy. And notched staff grip. Notched staff grip. There we go. Notched staff grip. Yes. Something about the sequence of consonants there was a problem for me. So that's all. I feel like there wasn't much in there. Maybe I clicked on something too fast. Oh wait, no. Obviously it's the whole point of that place is the reward is you get a amulet of power for Varric, and that's no small deal to be able to get a bonus skill point for one of your characters. It's just not a big deal for me because I already know that like Varric's kind of He's not the most useful party member because he has his kind of pointless attachment to Bianca. And a number of people have pointed out that Bianca doesn't scale very well, like, because you have to find awkward upgrades for it, where everyone else just gets upgrades all the time, so it's more hassle to upgrade Varric than anyone else.
I built these doors. They probably shut this one from the other side when they heard the ruckus we were making. Ta-da!
You've been here often enough to renovate the cave.
You already know I've used this entrance in the past. I don't know if Varric's told you, but the Merchants Guild is cutthroat. Literally. I built the doors to keep rivals from following me down here and arranging accidents.
I'll be your accident, lady. That's really gross.
Admitted, you've been waiting to do that since we arrived.
Of course I was. After you.
Well, alrighty, time to go deeper into this region. I need to take a very quick break, though, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Thanks for watching, like always.